some people, perhaps they're wrong from your reasoning here, would think the reason why Dota 2 isn't in the Intel Extreme Masters, but it's within ESL and it's within the EMS, which used to be the sub-brand of IEM, but now is like sort of becoming its own because it's different games, is because Riot Games, at some point in their history, decided either overtly initially and now subvertly, in some way, let's just try and influence people that if they're going to run League of Legends, maybe they won't run Dota 2 or they won't run it on the same brand or the same stage, same venue. Now, I don't think anyone can say that's never happened. I think there's at least some small inklings that it has. Maybe you can't say if that actually has definitely happened, but as an organizer, would you believe that was a plausible premise?
So, several reasons, really, why Dota 2 is not in the same building as League of Legends for us. Is A, purely logistically. Space. Typically, you've been to several Intel Extreme Masters events where it was smaller. It doesn't always look like Katowice, where we have, gigantic space and a big stage. Typically, we have one stage and 100 PCs, and that's barely enough to run StarCraft 2 and League of Legends at the same time. So adding a time-consuming game, which is Dota, where matches take up as probably same duration as League of Legends, it's a logistical, it's a time, it's a money, it's a logistical problem for us. It's Dota 2 is the exact same reason why Counter-Strike, same logistical reasoning why Counter-Strike doesn't fit into Intel Extreme Masters, most events. Now that's one part of it. The other part of it is, I'm not going to lie here, we get lots of support from Riot Games. There's nothing on paper, nobody has ever said to me, don't do Dota, we don't want you to. But at the end of the day, think about business ethics. If you're getting prize money from a publisher, prize money support, and if that publisher flies in a team of 5 people to every event to support it, and if that publisher flies in commentators to actually help your bottom line, which is the budget, they fly in commentators that work at Intel Extreme Masters, and we don't have to, spend, let's say, random number, $10,000 or something. Now, that is money we are not spending out of our budget. Now, is it good business ethics to use that money that Riot enabled us to take and improve Intel Extreme Masters to put into a game which is in direct competition with them? That's, on a business ethics plane, not okay, really. We could theoretically, Riot wouldn't tell us. I don't think they are that kind of partner that says, hey, don't do it. But it's probably not okay, Simple as that. It's on a business point of view, it's not okay. We're getting so much help from them, and we would be using that money to support their business competitor within IEM. I'm going to get flamed by the Dota community for this, but it's not okay. However, we do like Dota. We hired a Dota freak, absolute Dota freak in Kennegat in order to support Dota, and we will support Dota in other events. There is some, I don't know when the interviews published, but there is some really fucking exciting shit that we're announcing for Dota. So it's not like we are being paid to never touch Dota, or being paid to have Dota, completely crippled and excuse of a joke of a tournament or something. We want Dota to be as successful within ESL as League of Legends is, period. The CEO himself, Ralph Reichert, actually Griff, you should be familiar with him, you're way more old school than I am. He plays 25 hours of Dota a week. So it's not like we hate Dota in the company. It's just that me personally, I'm kind of the guy with the biggest Twitter account of all the suits, but which is why people think I'm the leader of ESL or something. I'm one of the people in ESL. We have lots of people with influence that would die to see great Dota tournaments. and are working today towards having them.
So that presents a scenario where, by how it sounds at the moment, if League of Legends remains in IEM, by the philosophy you just outlined there, it's almost impossible for Dota to get into IEM. I mean, if we took Dota, if we take the names because they're so hot button names, say I'll give you a hypothetical, okay? I come along tomorrow and I've actually just won all these millions of dollars, okay? I've got a lot of money to spend and I love MOBA games for some reason. So I've made my own MOBA game and I say, okay, well, I heard Carmac's reasoning, so I'm gonna go that route, okay? I'm gonna give you like $100 million prize money. I'm not only gonna fly all the players out, I'm gonna give like any of their sick family, I'm gonna give them like money for operations.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, no.
Keep going.
I'm gonna keep going at this. I'm gonna give all this great stuff. I'm even gonna pay for all the staff and the commentators. I'm gonna do all this and I'm gonna go, but you know, I'm willing to do all this for esports, Carmac, but all you have to do now is don't let my competitor, Riot Games, have League of Legends in your tournament anymore because it'd be disrespectful, business ethics. Maybe you can make like ESL small series and you can put Riot Games game in there and we'll have like everyone will have their place and they'll be over the road while I'm in the big spawn deck, you know. This would be acceptable, right? This is the same logic. How does Dota do this without doing what I'm doing here to get their spot in the IM?
So what we're building is another league in EMS1, which will be actually fairly soon renamed. Okay. We're building a league where it's on par with Intel Extreme Masters. Simple as that, because there is overall space in the ecosystem to, you know, for these two leagues to coexist. There are other sponsors than Intel that could finance that type of stuff. With Intel Extreme Masters, we only have 3 or 4 sponsorship slots. And there are so many companies out there that want to support esports. So it's not like we are unable to build a fantastic... I just wish, you know, a couple of months from now, you wouldn't have asked any of these questions.
I see, okay.
Trust me. I mean, trust me.
It's an interesting answer.
You have to take my word for it, but to come with your hypothetical scenario, at the end of the day, we are a business. I guarantee you, if you're that filthy rich millionaire, if you go to Sundance, if you go to Robert Allen, if you go to anyone and give them sick, insane amounts of money, life-changing amounts of money, they will take it. I will take it, because it's a business at the end of the day. We want to have esports. All of us came here into ESL because we were geeks and we wanted to do the right thing for esports and build esports. And we still do. But at the end of the day, we can't help esports if we don't have our bottom line covered. It's, you know, would I want Quake and Unreal Tournament to still exist? And for, you know, if I were a filthy rich millionaire myself, I'd run these tournaments. But I can't help the idea of esports in general if I can't sustain my living with esports myself. You know, I can't work in esports if I can't get paid somehow. And all these companies, I guarantee you, everyone, if you go and say $100 million for you if you run only this game, they will take it. Everyone will. It's as simple as that. It might be cynical, but whoever says that is simply lying to you. End of story. They're simply lying to you.